I am going to talk to you a little bit about the program called Brave Writer. So in case you didn't know, there's this amazing language arts homeschool program called Brave Writer by Julie Bogart. And it's completely different than anything you've ever done for homeschool if you didn't know about it. It is what she considers a complete lifestyle. It is not just a curriculum. So the way it works is there are multiple levels based on ages. And there are two types of programs through Brave Writer. So there's the writing portion and the mechanics portion. And the mechanics portion includes things like grammar and syntax, sentence structure, which is syntax. We're going to pretend I didn't say that. And multiple different things. So within that, the younger ages, she used to have a program. I don't even remember. I'm not sure what it was called. But she used to have a program for the younger ages that included all of the mechanics of language. She being Julie Bogart and the Brave Writer team, they no longer have that program. That program is now actually and was created by a speech language pathologist, and she now has her own website. So if you're interested in that program, I will link her website down below. There's a lot of great information on there. So for the younger ages, the mechanics portion is through that other program now, but there is Jot It Down. What Jot It Down is a writing curriculum where you, the parent, are the dictator, or you are the Jot It Downer for your child. So your child is telling you the story and you are the one dictating the story. Your child is the author. You are the editor and publisher, not even the editor, because you're not going to change their language. You're literally just writing it down. So you're just the publisher. So that being said, we love it. Blake loves it. It's broken into projects. So for Jot It Down, it's broken into projects, and each project has a certain amount of time that they have stated. I think almost all of them are about a month per project. I want to say, don't quote me, but I think there's 9 projects in Jot It Down. Project 10. Maybe there's 10 projects. Yeah. Okay. I think there's 10 projects. The first project, though, has multiple mini projects in the project. So the first project is fairy tales. And basically, you read a book. So, this Tinker book. If you watched the last video, I just found his science curriculum. I thought he had it downstairs with him, but it's up here. So you read the fairy tale. We just finished Goldilocks. You read the book, and then there are multiple things that happen with it. So basically, you're asking comprehension questions. You're talking about the illustrations and the different parts of the book and things like that. But then at the very end, they're going to go back and retell you the story in their own words. So what we have done, and again, you're the homeschool parent. Everything is up to your discretion and your judgment call and the way that you want to work it in your homeschool. So the way that we have worked it is that after we've gone through the story, and I have tried for everyone to have at least 2 versions. And then if we can find a movie version. So far we have done Rapunzel, The Frog Prince, or Princess and the Frog. The original story was The Frog Prince, and Goldilocks. So I have tried to have him read I've read to him the original version and then the updated version. And then, like I said, if we could find a movie or a video on YouTube that was created like for Goldilocks, then we watch that as well. So then after each one, we go back and compare it to each other. And so then we're working on comparing, contrasting, and differences in time periods and differences in, costumes and wording and all of those kinds of things. And he's really been interested in it. And it's so funny because at the end, when he goes back to retell me the story, his story is almost always like the first one, but we'll gradually pull in details of the updated version. So, and I think that's because he prefers the updated versions. So anyway, we will have him go through the whole week of all of it. And then at the very end, I have him sit in front of my phone and I videotape him telling me the story in his own words. The reason I did that is because the first time I was going through this, I had decided that I was going to try to dictate at the same time that my 5-year-old was telling me this story, and it did not work. I could not keep up with him. He was frustrated because he was having to try to remember his ideas, and that's the whole point, is he doesn't have to slow down. He can literally just spout it all out, right? So what we decided to do is I was going to videotape him. He then tells me the story back. So now not only do I have an easier way for me to dictate because I can just go back and watch the video, and then I can write it down type. Actually, I'm typing it into a Word document, so I can type it in as it is being spoken to me, and I can pause when I need to pause. But I also have a video of him saying it in his 5-year-old language and his 5-year-old voice. So 20 years from now, I will still have this video. So my plan is at the end of all of this, I'm going to save all of the videos to a thumb drive or a hard drive or something. Not a giant hard drive, something that I can put in the binder and have it saved with the binder so that way, when we are finished with homeschool, we'll have this whole program. So that is Jot It Down. I can't give you a whole lot of information on the upcoming projects because we haven't gotten that point. So what we will be doing, because he's in kindergarten, we'll be finishing all of the fairy tale projects. I believe there's 9 stories. We'll be finishing all of the fairy tale projects in his kindergarten year. And then starting next year for his first grade year, we will be doing the upcoming projects. And we'll probably finish Jot It Down in his first grade year. So that's the plan for that. It is a terrific program. So the next portion of Brave Writer is called for the writing portion is called Partnership. Let me see if I have it down here. Is that it? Where is it at? You know what? It may be downstairs because I was looking at it earlier, but it's called partnership writing. And so basically you are writing you're helping your student write. So you're writing with them. I am just at the very beginning of learning about this program, so I can't give a whole lot of information, but it is the next stage. So Jot It Down is the first stage, and then partnership is the next one. And then there's another one right after that. Now with that, the mechanics portion for the next level. So Jot It Down, I believe, is supposed to be ages like 5 to 7 roughly. The next age level would be, what is that? 8 to 10 or 7 to 10. I don't remember. But the partnership writing goes almost hand in hand with the DART program. So partnership is the writing portion. DART is the mechanics and literature portion. So what the DART is you take, whoops, that's her spiral. You take a guide. So currently we're working on The Prairie Thief, and it comes with the book and the guide. Well, obviously you have to buy the book and then you buy the guide. You can buy the whole thing at the beginning of the year, and every month they will put out a new guide with the book. So they'll put the book list out at the beginning of the year with what it's going to be, and then you decide if you want to buy the whole year. Well, we ended up buying the whole year, and I figured what I could do is just print them all as we use them, and then if, when Blake comes in, if it's a story that he really wants to read, and then we already have it. So this is broken down into 4 weeks. The darts are there. You read the book and then you have the guide to go with it. The way that this works, and I didn't realize this at first, is every week starts with copy work, and they're going to copy a passage from the guide. So for example, on the Prairie Thief in week 1, she tells you, and I'm hoping that you guys can see this. Oh, I'm hoping. So she tells you, stay open, right here, what the copywork passage is. At the back of the guide, she also has it printed. There it is right there. She also has the copywork printed in bigger text, and so you can just hand that to your student and they can copy it down. And then that's why this notebook is in here. Bailey does like week 1, and then she does her copy work, and then whatever other writing things that we need to do, any kind of grammar pieces or whatever, she just keeps it all in that binder, and then we just move it from guide to guide. So this is our second one that we've done. The first one we did was Mr. Popper's Penguins, and we chose to do that one because we started implementing this mid-year. So we started, for us, we started this in December, and she had read Mr. Popper's Penguins in her homeschool co-op. And so I just felt like that would be easy because she was already familiar with the story. So you as the parent read the story. So it gives you a really good read aloud. And then you go back and complete. What you need to know is that you need to have read up to the chapter that is stated for the copy work. So for example, this one for week 1, it was on chapter 1. So to get started, we just needed to have chapter 1 read, but week 2 was in chapter 8. So I needed to go ahead and get all the way read through chapter 8 before we got to week 2. So just keep that in mind, that when you're doing these, you need to know that. There are, like, we have all of them printed all the way through March. I just printed March's last night, and then we just keep the books on our bookshelf. Let me put this back in here with her so we don't lose it. It is really great. She loves it. And what she loves the most, at least for the Dart. Now, the next one up, I believe, is Boomerang. And I am not totally familiar with those guides because we haven't gotten to that portion. We will be doing that. When she finishes the Darts and she's ready to move on to Boomerang, we will be purchasing it. She really loves it that much. And she loves read alouds. That both of my kids do. We've been reading to them since before they were born, and they love to be read to. So we will continue to do that. There is a book I will post on my Instagram. I believe it's called The Read Aloud Family. I could be wrong. It is, if you are having struggles with justifying reading to your kids, regardless of age, you need to read that book. That's all I'm going to say. I'll post it on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me over there, Ashley in Designs, and I'll share what that is. So that is Dart. That's basically what it is. So again, there's the writing portion. So for the younger kids, it's Jot It Down. And the next level up is Partnership. And then there's the mechanics portion. And that would be your literature-based programs. And it begins with Dart because the other portion is now through the speech language pathologist, her curriculum that she's created. So Dart is the first one for Brave Writer, and then Boomerang, and then I think there's even one right after that for high school age. And again, we haven't gotten that far, so I can't really give you a whole lot of information on that. But what I can say is that it is a terrific program. It is a little slower in movement. It's a very gentle approach to grammar and syntax and things like that. I think the Dart, in my opinion, is probably like high first grade to low third grade. That would be kind of my area if you were going to put a grade on it. So just know that if you're wondering which level to go with, and you're comparing it to kind of state standards, that's where I think the Dart kind of falls in. Again, Jot It Down because it's a program where you are the one writing the story. Just know that that's where it's at. If your child struggles with writing because they struggle with the fine motor portion of writing, again, if you watch my last video, then you'll hear my soapbox. That was the word I was trying to think of. You'll hear my soapbox about handwriting not being part of language arts. It is not. It is not part of language arts. It's not. Okay, don't let anybody tell you it is. It's not. So I'm going to step back off that soapbox now. If you have any questions about Brave Writer, that's basically what it is. I do plan on, look y'all, it's been months since I made a video. I plan on making a video where I kind of splice together footage of us doing an entire week of Dart so that you can see kind of how it works. Plan on. It's on my to-do list. That's where all of these. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a comment down below. Send me a message. Send me a DM on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram because you're going to see all of our wonderful family and all of our craziness and our day-to-day life. I try to post as much as I can, as I remember to, but things are crazy because it's life. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, bye guys. I sat on a book. Let me just move it. Shall we? Stick you back up there. We'll put you there for now. Okay. Y'all. Just no drink. Are you staying hydrated? Why does collagen stink? Like I'm drinking pork rinds. I don't understand it. Doesn't taste bad. It just smells bad. Okay.